Hi, it's Sam here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's a chest day workout, but more importantly, it's another meal prep and nutrition one. Well, more just a bit of fun really, because it's pancake day on Tuesday, and I've got 3 recipes to show you that I'm going to test out here with protein pancakes. And you may be wondering, Sam, why are you doing this on the Saturday? Well, it's because it will give it time for a few viewers to see the video, and if you were interested in trying any of these recipes, you've then got time to round up the ingredients. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the Pancake Day special with protein pancakes and a chest day. So this is all very exciting, and check out my mug. How cool is that? It was a gift from my sister that I'm very pleased with. So I'm going to go through these recipes. I'm going to explain them, show you how to do them. One of them is the BBC food one. Another one is like a low carb one. Another one is going to be just mixing protein powder with pancake mix. So that would be like the easy, lazy option. So we've got one aimed at normal people, one aimed at the healthy people, and one aimed at the gym bros. And we're going to see which one comes out on top by the end of today's video. So I'm going to check out my recipes here and get started on the first mix, the one for normal people. I'll be back in a second. This BBC Good Food one, it says it serves 2, so I'm going to assume that I would need the dose for 6 people. That would be normal for me as these things go. But as I'm doing all 3 recipes, I'm going to stick with just the version for 2 and eat it all throughout today, I imagine. So what I'm going to do is just use it weighed out straight into my cauldron here that I've put on the kitchen weighing scales that have been zeroed, and it's saying 75 grams of oats. So I've just got the oh, by the way, for all of these recipes I've picked like the nice ingredients in the supermarket to make it a fair test. They're all getting made with the nice eggs, for example, and they're all going to be made with the same protein powder to make it a fair test of the 3. That's nearly 75. Yeah, 75 grams. Okay, it's saying 75 grams of oats, 3 large eggs, 1 banana. Got these here. In fact, most of the recipes out there basically say for protein pancakes do it with oat and banana and milk, and then the low carb one is just different stuff with the protein powder. But we'll come on to that in due course. I'm just gonna squish up this banana here. Can't be bothered to cut it, so I'm just kind of mashing it in. It needs that. I've also got all sorts of exciting toppings to put on these bad boys once they're ready. Just, anything that I don't use on this breakfast can go in the box and be on to the next batch, and I'm sure I'll get through it all today to fire up my chest for this workout. I'm doing lots of dumbbell bench presses. So 3 large egg we're saying now. I've gone with these. These are very lovely. If you ever see these in the supermarket, the Burford Browns. Obviously, you could try a few of these recipes out and then decide whether you want it thicker or more protein. You could add extra egg whites, extra protein powder, or thicken it up with more oats. But it needs the blender, the ones that you do with the oats. That's what it's saying. So I've got the food blender thingy, but it's saying that the recipe that's the low carb one, you don't need to use the blender apparently. So I'll probably use it because I've got it, but apparently if you didn't have the blender, that might be the one to concentrate on, because it's saying you don't need that for that recipe. So that's what we got here. And again, if you're going to do any of it's really when you need the oats. When you need the oats, you're going to need them ground up, so you need the blender. But any kind of recipe without the oats, for example, my last one with the pancake mix and the protein powder, you could do that in a bowl with a whisk, because there's not really there's not really anything to grind up there, so it's saying a little baking powder as well, so put a dash of that in. How much is it saying? Saying 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon baking powder, so that will be fine. I'm just going to make a bit of noise when I set it going off. But I'm expecting these to be delicious, and if they're not, I'm going to kind of just compensate for that with the assortment of delightful toppings that I've procured, which you shall see when I settle in and I've made it all. So, and the protein powder. How much protein powder is it saying? 2 tablespoons of protein powder. Doesn't seem like a lot to me. You know, I'm a triple scooper on my dose, so the protein that I'm using for all of them is the Grenade birthday cake vanilla, which I picked up the other day, but I would normally be a triple scooper just on a protein shake, so I'll just do 2 big scoops in here for this one. There we go. Get that out of the way. So I didn't study this before, as you can see, so this gives you a flavour of how easy it would be to just knock it up if you haven't made them before, because I'm kind of doing this on the fly. Okay, yeah, that's it. Then it's doing them. So I can blend that up now. So let's just shake it flat. Find my top. And let's get this whizzing. I haven't used this blender for ages. I don't know how much noise it's going to make. It's just the Amazon Basics one. It's nothing fancy. It's not like a proper food blender or anything. You can see I haven't used it for ages. It's just going to... There we go. Okay. I know what the problem is. I didn't put the milk in, did I? How much milk is it saying? Two 2 tablespoons of milk. That doesn't sound like very much to me. Let's just put a slosh in there. I can always put more oats or more milk in to thicken it up or loosen it down, respectively. There, have some of that. Probably making a right old racket on the video there. I'll just stand back and let that do its thing. I can still see some of the dry protein circling around, so it's gonna need a little while here. Right, here we go. I'm slightly worried about that I sloshed too much milk in, but there's only one way to find out if it's a problem or not. I've got the little pan to hopefully keep control of it more easily. So I'm going to call that 1. I'm thinking maybe the little pan will make it easier for a few flips. I mean, that would be a little bit more entertainment for the video. So just get my spoon ready to shuffle it round and make sure it doesn't stick. I wouldn't ordinarily have a meal like this, like in my plan, because it's too much like prep time of faffing around, and that makes it harder to be consistent. So if you want the stuff that's like easy to do, easy to meal prep, and no, oh, that's working quite well. You know, no messing around with loads of different ingredients. You want to check out my full day of eating video. That'd be the example there. Just to get the heat down a bit. Oh my goodness. Okay, slightly burnt it, but at least I know the consistency is good. I know for number 2, I'll cook 2 now. I know for number 2 that I don't need to be cranking the heat up quite so high. I hope it tastes good. After all this messing around, I hope it tastes good. That's my thing with like these meal preps and things that take a while. It's like you can spend all that time on something or practice getting good at a recipe and stuff like that, and you put all that time in, and it would have been tastier just to spend 5 minutes frying a steak. So that's often my attitude to this cookery business. But if you have got friends and guests, it can sometimes be nice to have a few good meals in your arsenal. Okay, I'll flip it one more time. There we go. It's under control now. It's under control. I think I can do a couple of fun flips before I serve this one up. Some more of my coffee while it finishes off. I was really tired this morning. That leg day yesterday kind of took it out of me. I hadn't trained legs for a while with my knees, and I kind of made the most of it. Right, let's get some flips on the go. It's going to end up on the floor, isn't it? Oh, how many was that? 2, 3 flips? Boom! Number 1, served up. Right, this one, I know not to have it so hot and leave it on for so long, so I'll just get rid of the burnt bits and start over. Get this next one going, and we'll have meal 1. We'll have meal 1 ready to go. I'll heat it up a little bit just to get the fat cooked, to get it going ready. You know, if you are just interested in chest day, you can skip forwards all this protein pancake malarkey. There we are. I won't make you watch me cook all of this one up. I just want to kind of demonstrate that I can do one without burning it, you know. Taking it down to just under half heat this time to be a little more cautious there. Just feel around the edges to feel when it's cooked underneath, and then turn it over with the spoon, then get some flips going, and then serve it up. But hopefully I've mastered it on this one, and it will mean that at least one of these pancakes out of this batch, this recipe, the BBC Good Food one, will get a fair assessment, you know. It's kind of, it's not a fair test if like one recipe's batch, they're all burnt, and then the next one they're done like just perfectly, is it? So if I get at least one of these done, like not completely frazzled. It's hard to kind of completely cook it enough to turn it. Maybe I should have put less mix in, but I think the problem is I'm that hungry that I put too much mix in, that it's hard to get it to a point where it's safe to turn it without it sort of a little bit burning. So I've got all these excuses. I just need to get on with it. piece by piece. It's going to be more like a pancake omelette the way it's smushed up like this. Here we go. Might put a little bit of, see if I can put a little bit of music on while we wait for this. Ah, it's disconnected, hasn't it? It's gone disconnected on me. I'm not having the best of it today. Hope things are a little bit better in the gym. Right. Oh, this is better. This is better. Be fine. Get rid of the crispy bits. What do you think? Worth the flips again? Yeah, that's pretty much cooked. Okay, I'll get less risky with the flips this time and serve these up. Boom! I'm going to settle in and show you my toppings. So here we go then. I'm spoilt for choice because I've got golden syrup, the Lotus Biscoff, that's a favourite of mine on toasted bagels, the peanut butter, classic, the blueberries, healthy, maybe going to save that for the healthy low carb one, stick with the theme, little pink and white hundreds and thousands, honey, classic, and Belgian milk chocolate chips. Taste the difference range. So I think we'll save the blueberries for the healthy one. Stick with the theme there. I think we'll get a dirty load of peanut butter on here as a base. Then maybe a little better spread it before crushing these things. Have that as the base, and then a little honey and sprinkles. There we go. The honey. Probably like how dry they turn out will influence like what's the best topping to put on. You're probably going to go more with the honey if they're super dry. There's the honey going on, and finish it off. I think finish it off with the sprinkles, and that'll be round one. And I'm hoping the music's going to work now. Yeah, always turns off on my Bluetooth speaker, like when it thinks that I'm not using it. I'd rather just turn it off manually, you know. There we go, that's that. Oh, I hope this is worth the effort. On my toppings, I'll show you this properly. Meal 1, the BBC Good Food recipe for protein pancakes. The reason I was holding that up for way too long there is like so it'd be easier to maybe get a screenshot of it, maybe use that as the front cover thumbnail for the video. And if I don't do anything that looks any good in the gym, then I'll resort to that one probably for the front cover for the video. Well, these taste good. I mean, it's more chewy than a normal pancake, obviously. Probably you're used to that if you've ever had protein pancakes before, but this is pretty good. yeah, that rest of that batter there from this recipe, I'll definitely eat it today. This is worth it. I feel like from that recipe, if you use those amounts and that for 2 people, I've made it so it'd be 3 pancakes. I think if you wanted like the little ones and then not too thick, you'd probably try and make 6 little pancakes out of that, and just be very careful that you know, you turn them and cook them quickly. That'll be my recommendation from my experience just then. 6 little thin ones from those numbers, from that batch, from that recipe. BBC Good Food. And this is what I normally do over breakfast, like do a few check-ins and plans and go over the comments that have appeared on my YouTube that you guys kindly put in there. I'm just looking at yesterday's video and got some feedback on all the kit on that gym tour, so I took myself to Muscleworks and Stoke Newington to sort of showcase the gym, do a little gym tour video as part of the workout or at the end of the workout. And they got some really good kit in there. They got all the really well-made Gym 80 stuff. I like that brand. And then they got a Cybex squat press, so it's like a leg press, but it's the one that levers round, so you don't see that everywhere. I really like that piece. And then yeah, the Gym 80 hack squat, Hack and Schmidt hack squat was awesome. I think I prefer that to what I've got locally. I think the only thing I could say I'd want more of was the dumbbells. So as far as I could tell, the dumbbells went up to 70 kilos. I couldn't really check thoroughly enough to be totally sure of that, so don't quote me on that, but that's what looked to be the limit, which would be not enough for certain things. That'd be the only thing that I would say. Obviously, all the kit was really nice though. Like, I found myself thinking this morning that I'd like to go there and train legs again there, mainly because of those 2 pieces that I just mentioned. There's quite a lot of really good leg curl and leg extensions. I wasn't like obsessed with those yesterday. Yesterday they were just as good as anywhere, but the hack squat and the squat press, those 2 in particular, I don't have down here. They're really nice, so I have to venture back that way at some point. I'm just trying to remember how it compares to what they got down at Muscleworks on Balance Road. I always remember it had all the leg stuff upstairs. It had all sorts of bits, but I can't remember what specifically, so I'll be taking the tour there quite soon. I might try and schedule it to land with a leg day, because it'd be interesting to see if it was as good as Stoke Newington yesterday. On that stuff in particular. Yeah. Lots of good gyms still to see though. It won't just be London, I'm just concentrating on that first because it's sort of all around me. I'm up in Wood Green here. This will be quite filling. Hopefully if I release it today, It'll be good timing for Brove Tuesday, with your protein pancakes. But just to summarise, all you need for that recipe is your protein powder, milk, oats, or I suppose you could use oat powder if you've got that in stock, the banana, the baking powder. Did I say the eggs? Yeah, simple. Then whatever toppings you want. But if you had the real oats, you'll need like some kind of food blender. I don't like it, so I've heard it too many times. There we go. That's better. Let me just turn it down a touch in case it's too loud. Just have it background. I've got it over on my other microphone. So basically the plan is to kind of do this like a full day of eating video, but it'll just be constant pancakes. So once I've done this, I'll be looking to get the workout in, but you know, it's taken a while. I think when you go with oats are quite filling, aren't they? Like a lot of people are all about their oats on contest prep. I mean, they don't usually suit me that well, and I do like mega low carb on my pre-contest, like ultra fat loss runs. So not me personally, but yeah, some people having their oats in the morning, that's their thing. Well, the plan for chest is start on those dumbbells again, because I want to be pressing like good sets of clean reps all on my own with 70 kilo dumbbells, so 140 kilos in total. I can do that pretty easily with a barbell, but it's so much harder with dumbbells, balancing each side. And you know, all you form guys out there, you love that full range of motion with the dumbbells, so that should be a crowd pleaser. So it'll be that as my heavy and hard exercise one. Then an incline. I really want to use that super incline by Hammer Strength that I keep coming across on my channel, Travels. That's a good one. That's what I'd like to use, but I probably, you know, I won't have that where I'm likely to be going today. But something incline. And then for decline, I'm kind of in the mood for weighted dips. Maybe with a chain over the shoulders rather than the weight belt for a change, you know. Just to show all the different variations. That's like why I'm mixing up a lot of the exercises in my workout videos a lot. It keeps it interesting for me, but it's all about kind of building a library of demonstrations of exercises on the channel. So I can switch things in and out. You know, there's lots of different things that work for me, and I'm still moving forward, so it's all good for me to, you know, provide more variety and more exercise ideas. So I might go with the weighted dip with the chains on the shoulders. It looks kind of hardcore as well, so I can see myself doing that today. But almost certainly my isolation choice is going to be like the pec deck with the handles, the hand handles that comes all the way in. Like, I love that at the moment. And then I feel in the mood to train my shoulders as well, but I'll just see how I feel. Oh, by the way, in the comments, if you do have somewhere that you think I should do a gym tour at for that series, sort of in London or, you know, quite close to London, suitable for a day trip from London, pop it in the comments and I'll investigate and add it to my shortlist if possible. Because I'm very focused on that series at the moment. And if you've got anything else to say in the comments or questions about my recipes and my workout, or just want a bit of banter, make sure you drop it down there. You can like the video if I think I trained hard enough, and you can subscribe if you want all sorts of meal plans, meal preps, nutrition info, reviews of PED information, workouts, training tips, bodybuilding commentary, whole lot in one channel. Definitely consider subscribing and sharing it. And I'm just going to finish up here. I think after my my massive cheat meal video the other day, you can believe that I can finish this. So I'm going to finish this myself, get ready to go to the gym, and we'll reconvene for that chest workout. Catch you in a sec. You want to do a pose for us? Oh, that's funny. Right, hello guys. I am of course back at Pumping Iron Gym. The reason I've come here is it's the one closest to me that's got that super incline press. I kept daydreaming about it back there, so I'm going to start on the super incline and then move on to the flat stuff for a change. See you in there. So I'm all settled in now. I'm just going to get my pre-workout at the bar and pump, and say hello to Arnold the parrot here, and then get stuck into this workout. But I'm in the mood for a little bit of a longer one actually, you know, because I'm going to have a few extra meals as well as all those protein pancakes, so be fueled for it. Yeah, all those trophies back there, they're all mine. No, just kidding. I'm just sat in here to have my pre-workout they've knocked up for me, and hopefully get a nice little bro buzz kick in about 15 minutes. Feeling like I should be okay training chest today, as it is a Saturday, and it's kind of International Chest Day on Mondays, so I'm hoping to have free reign of all the equipment here. As I say, start on that incline for a change. See what I can push on that when I'm not, you know, already frazzled from my heaviest stuff that was doing the last sessions. I'm just curious about that, and I really particularly like that piece of kit, so give that a go and go from there really. I've been looking forward to coming back here, of course. I think it's one of my favourite spots. I always find it funny how the lingo changes for all the different things in the gym culture. Like, the kind of workout that I would be doing, so I considered shoulders a bit as well. Like, they would have, you know, made it like chest and tries, or you call your workouts like chest and tries and back and buys, and now it's like push day, pull day, or push one, pull two. It's just like, it's the same exercises these things are made of, but it was like, it's always chest and tries, back and buys if you're doing like, you know, a bigger muscle group and a smaller one, and that kind of split all before. But at the moment I'm on my proper bro split, where I'm doing just one body part per session. So I'm doing what it's going to look like now is it's going to look like chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs, chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs type thing. I had been doing legs twice a week, twice in that system, but I was just easing back into it yesterday, and going to have to back off a little bit because I'd done a lot extra on legs. The progress was coming along, but the knees were moaning about it, so it was nice everything was okay yesterday, but it's going to be a bit more straightforward today, I feel. So I'm starting with 3 plates each side, as that was what defeated me on set 2 last time on this machine, because it was my second exercise, and we'll see how I get on with it with my first exercise. Here we go then. Yeah, much better. Just put another 5 on each side. I reckon I can do that. It's not much more. Get at least 8 reps, I feel. set 2. Oh, that feels good. Yeah, much better than last time. I can keep this in my routine, especially if I can start on it. I'm going to do set 3, same again, and then a back off set and squeeze for more reps. There we go, same again. Oh dear. Oh. I do like this exercise. I also really like incline dumbbell press for the incline angle. It's not all the machines suit me. I think our machines, this suits me best and I highly recommend it. Any problems with machines on incline though, just go dumbbells. And dumbbells also generally safer than the barbell. Set 4, little back off set now. Right, move it on for something flat now. Hold on here. So I'm going to start on the 50s. That seems sensible given that I'm working on my own and it's the second exercise. So I'm not going to be on the 65s like the last few times, having to switch things around and being on my own. But I've just seen the dumbbells go up to 80s in here, so that's something to aspire to. Here we go then. Got to earn those pancakes. Set 2, same again. Just seen they've got a video of Nasser El Somebody, however you say it. Anyway, a video of Nasser going on the TV here, so it's pretty inspiring. Definitely one of my favourites. I remember very first time I saw a picture of Nasser was in Arnold's Encyclopedia, 2nd edition, where he's doing like a barbell behind the neck press. He just looks like an absolute alien. That was like, in my early experience of seeing bodybuilding photos, something that made me think, like, what the hell is this? But yeah, seriously freaky. Set 3, here we go. So I got a few more there unexpectedly because I took quite a rest after set 2 as I was involved in a conversation, helping a couple of people with some impromptu advice here. So it wasn't me slacking off on set 2, it was just a little breather and a chat. So I'll do one more set on here. I think a drop set would be suitable, and then we'll be looking at something for decline and an isolation move to covered all my favourite bits of a chest workout. Right, last set here, I've selected the 32.5 kg dumbbells to drop down to from 50. I think that'll be quite enough. My chest is really starting to feel it. This is becoming quite the effective workout. See you later, guys. Go. And part 2. I'll do. Things definitely getting going now. I think I'm really tempted by the hammer strength isolateral wide chest. I'm just sort of waiting for it. It's quite a popular piece, but that gives you a little bit more adduction of the humerus around the shoulder, so a little bit more direct pectorals action than your compound pressing there. You're pressing with the dumbbells. It's sort of that angle where it's going to come across more, that upper arm. So I'm sort of keen to put that in for variety. It's been a while since I've used that piece, and yeah, just waiting for it to free up, and then maybe I'll look at something decline. Maybe I won't. I've done a lot of decline. It's my strong one, so I might do a bit of this, and then might just do the fly, and then we've got more pancakes to cook. And I was thinking, for speed and getting the food in as quickly as possible, I might go for the improvised one, the bro mix, where it's just a pancake mix mixed with a protein powder and done in a protein shaker. So probably do that one next, got that to look forward to, and then finish on the healthy one, like a little reset, little detox before an evening meal. And we've got the perfect Shrove Tuesday gym workout video for you to share out there. So sometimes get this where I don't know quite what to lift when I'm doing all the exercises in a different order to normal. So I'm going to start with what the group of guys before me left on, and then go from there, but I've really got no idea. I don't know. So, rather than waste the set, I did go all the way that I could, because actually anything from 3 reps to about 30, they say is effective to some degree for hypertrophy. So I'm still in that huge wide range. It's just believed traditionally that about 8 to 12 is kind of the most effective, combined with a little bit safer than going lower. But that you call high reps for anything really. I'll put a little bit more on for set 2. There we go. I just whack the extra 20 on top each side. That'll upset the tidy people. But I didn't want to get too finicky with it, because I don't know if I'm going to change it all around again yet. So I'll probably do more than just the 2 sets. So I thought I'd tidy it up later. I always put my weights away after me though. I can just stick with that, that's alright. That'll do me fine. Maybe speed things along, just do the 1 more set and make it a drop set, and then go on to the fly. Yeah. That unsuccessful crab pose during my meal the other day, maybe I'll even get pumped up enough for that, I reckon. Never going to work for me, that crab stuff. I always do I feel like the hands clasped one, that one, is like the safest choice if you're like competing. Just do the hands clasped one. Kind of like tuck the limbs away, like that. That's my usual choice. I think that's the safest one, really. You know, you need to be a monstrosity to be like a proper crab, and you need kind of still really thick. The arms are more exposed and the shoulders like kind of stretched out again if you do the hands on hip one. I mean, hands on hip one looks good if you've got really good abs and stuff, but it's kind of like, again, more stretched out and exposed. So for some of you, you've got no idea what I'm talking about, because you've got no idea about, no dreams of competing, which is probably sensible. But one or two of you on here will be competitors or aspiring to compete, and you'll maybe know sort of what I'm talking about. But anyway, that should have filled up the time that I needed to recuperate before the last set. I'll get on with it now. Quickly get those 20s off, go straight into a drop set so we can keep the show on the road. There goes. All done. I'm going to make this the last exercise. I'm going to make this pec deck here my isolation choice. Not worry about the decline, because I've switched into something else instead, and I'm always doing heavy declines for my weighted dips. So I'm going to move on to this, and then we've got some pancakes to talk about and cook up and sample and decide what's the superior choice. This is quite a heavy stack, so I'm just starting on 75. Set one. Just looking at the weight stack here, it looks to go up even heavier than the Life Fitness one that I discovered the other day. I think I might have to double check which is actually heaviest. This is the hammer strength here, and it's going up to 138. I think that might be 10 or 15 kilos heavier than the Life Fitness. So it's not a day to full stack it today, because I was really pushing it with the Life Fitness one. So based on experience, I think the most recent experience, I think the most sensible choice for a good set is 103 on this stack. So I'm going for a bit more of a difficult set 2 here. That feels good. Get a couple more sets, and then we've got some pancakes to sort out. Let's go in now. I think these were set about right for me, but just going by feel, really. Okay. Going by how I'm feeling now, I think it requires a little back-off set to finish, so no drop set required here. I'll take that down from 103 to 82, have a little rest, and get straight back in. And if you like this gym here, make sure to check out my gym tour edition of this one. This is Pumping Iron Gym, of course. It was a shoulder session, delts workout, and I'll take you on the full tour, and you can see everything that's in here in that video if you like the look of this place. Because it's a little trip out for me. My local is Zone, and my second local is Bodyworks. But anyone South London, let me know somewhere South London except for Kings. That'll give me more for my shortlist on these tours. Anyhow, let's make the most of this last set. I feel really good for that. That was a good workout. Let's keep it moving. So it's chest day done, and the notices are saying no tops off in the gym, so this will have to do. Suitable chest pump, I believe. Always a work in progress. Always some way of improving this kind of thing. It's a never-ending journey, really. I spoke to a lad downstairs and he's talking about all sorts of lotions and potions to add to his bodybuilding hobby. And I asked him how long he'd been training, and sort of said, well, consistently about 2 months. That's, I don't want to be a killjoy or anything, but I said that was a little bit premature. I understand people's enthusiasm for this kind of thing, but I think when to maintain a result, you're stuck doing this forever anyway. And it's a lifestyle thing and a hobby that most of us want to maintain and sustain for as long as possible. Even though I'm results focused, I can still sort of say, well, what's the rush? And you know, there's an order to these things. I think first of all you've got to be very consistent with training, and then the next stage is oh, see you later. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you guys. Catch you later. Make sure you get cooking pancakes on Tuesday. It's all going to be on the video there.
How many calories are you in at the moment? Or are you not?
I don't do it by calories, but I can tell you it's about 6,000. But I'm not. Yeah. I'm not like a super calorie guy, but it's about 6,000 there. Yeah, well, I have my secrets for getting down more, like, you know, cream of rice goes in quicker, like extra egg yolks goes in quicker, fattier red meats. Yeah. Train hard and build your appetite as well.
Fair enough.
All right.
I'll take notes, man. I'll check that channel out.
Yeah, cheers. Have a good weekend. So, yeah, always meeting people out and about and providing a little bit of encouragement where possible, and a little bit of heed this or that warning as well as appropriate. And I'm just getting my breath back before I take this on the road. But I'm happy with that workout. I think I was surprised how much I had left in the tank for the dumbbell pressing after seriously increasing the weight on the incline to start with. I was just sort of dismayed at how little I could do doing it a second exercise when I did it before. So that was an interesting workout for me to get on there, just sort of seeing what I can do when I do things a different order. I sort of recommend to people that when you're new, it's easier to get a grip on your progress if you do a set routine and you're very strict about doing it the same all the time. But when you've been doing this for a while, part of the enjoyment is the variety and mixing things up and seeing what you're capable of and trying new equipment and new techniques and new combinations, or even just doing things in a different order like today. It's something that I do. I know there are some good bodybuilders out there that sort of said about training intuitively and even eating intuitively and don't track anything. I think the newer you are at this, like, the more important it is to do things exactly the same and track everything. And then once you've got like a good few years, like base of experience, you can go a little bit more ad lib with it. It's a bit like if you learn a musical instrument, you know, you're going to start by religiously practicing your scales, broken chords, arpeggios, and finger exercises and that kind of thing. But once you become a proficient musician and the act of doing those exercises has ingrained the knowledge and the feel and the acuity to the whole thing in your mind and body, you can then improvise and go ad lib. And it's very similar with bodybuilding in that when you're new, you need set meal plans, set routines, and all this sort of thing. And then when you gain a level of experience, you are able to improvise effectively and go by feel and judge changes just by looking in the mirror and that kind of thing. And that's when you have an acuity to it and an eye for it, and that's when you can help other people a little bit more, especially in a pre-contest situation where they may feel under more pressure and requires like an experienced eye to sort of say, no, you sort of steer away from this out of control something or other, like contest prep that I handled last year, where, you know, all the measurements were where they needed to be on the skin folds for how lean he needed to be for the show, but it just wasn't looking like sharp enough. And I sort of said, you know, right there, that's needing to control sodium, so we baselined how much salt he's having. Several days to get it stable at what it was, and then halved it from there, and then looked, and within 3 days, bang, granite hard, super sharp, super shredded, tight skin, and problem fixed. But you can't learn that like in a book. You can't sort of like do an exercise to learn that. It's kind of like an eye and intuition that's built over a long period of time, and experience with contest preps and tinkering with little things and diets and such like. So I'll stop waffling on that kind of thing because we're getting very off topic, because it's actually bulking season and we've got an awful lot of pancakes to get through. I need to, cook them and eat them in time to finish the video and get it out tonight for today's video. So I'll leave you with all those thoughts, and we'll get back to the nutrition control tower. I'm back in the protein palace, and now it's time for the bro mix. And this was not a recipe from anywhere, actually. This was just an idea that occurred to me while I was shopping. I just thought, what would be the laziest option to add a third one to the competition here? And I saw this pancake mix, and I just thought I could add in protein powder and more water to it. It's saying just mix this with water. It's saying put the bag with 300 ml of cold water. I'm going to do a triple scooper of protein, but because it's quite light, I'm just taking up to 450. And rather than whisk it in a bowl, this impromptu bro method is going to be in a protein shaker. So I'll just open the bag here, careful not to spill any. And then I put my triple scooper in, got all this ready, and I think we'll have some bro kind of metal while we're mixing this bad boy up. So all that can go in there. Didn't open the bag too well, but hopefully it will fit without spilling over the top. It's saying in this powdered mix here that it's got like wheat flour, rapeseed oil, maltodextrin, sugar, dried barn egg yolk, salt, glucose syrup, casein, and the emulsifier. So basically a load of rubbish and egg powder and casein powder and wheat flour. So yeah, it should bulk it out with the protein powder. I'll put my triple scooper in here. That'll be my usual protein dose, you see. Carefully. And I'm going to show you something that's really important for any kind of made to measure. Let's get out of the way. I'm going to be quite careful with this, otherwise it's going to go everywhere. I'd say with anything in the protein shaker, it's a good idea to get it all submerged before you put the blender grid on the top, otherwise it will get stuck in the grid. So this is what I'll do with any protein shake, just a little tip for you, just get it all wet and submerged before you start putting the lid and the mixer on. So I'm going to apply that technique here. There we go, it's all submerged. I think this is going to work, guys. It's like in my heart, I want this option to be the best one out of the three, but I am going to give you an honest appraisal of the three different recipes at the end. Don't you worry. Let's put the grid on now. Oh yeah, here's another tip with your protein shakes. Make sure the rubber seal is like not popping out before you fix it on. So I've made all of these kind of mistakes and had leaky protein shakes all over the place. And just in time for the solo. Turn it up again. I'm shaking this properly. I want to give this the best chance possible of succeeding, so I'm going to make sure it's really mixed properly here. Right, turn it down a bit so it won't burn. I'm going to pour it straight from the protein shaker onto the pan. I think it's going to work. You have to be quite careful with it though. It's, sort of overdid the first one. The first one this morning. Test around the edges. Yeah, guys, this is going to work. I'm sure of it. All these instructions on the real recipes sort of say, wait till you see loads of bubbles coming out the top and then it's time to turn it. So I'm seeing like little mini bubbles, but it's not time to turn it yet. Yeah, it's not really like sticking enough. I feel like if I did this is the lazy option, so I'm not changing it now, but I feel like if you're going to attempt this yourself, again, maybe add a bit of baking powder. Yeah, that'll never flip without burning. I'm just going to make it a little bit of a protein scrambled omelette, really. Sort of refashioned it into a pancake after squidging it all up. It's come out kind of gooey. This might be the best tasting though, so give it a chance. Don't write it off just yet. It's more like a cooked protein dough ball than a pancake. But it might be delicious with a little maple syrup and a few sprinkles of chocolate. Yeah, I'm not going to burn it, I'm going to take it out as is. Obviously, it's too much of a squidgy do to be flipping it all over the place. It's more like a porridge of sorts. I'll show you it up close. My horrific creation here. Don't think you need to see me make two of these, but it may be delicious, so stick with it. Here it is. I'll just get settled in now. So I'm back here with exactly the same toppings, but I'm going to choose different ones to use this time. I'm going to go with the maple syrup and chocolate chips. More kind of junk foody ones. And it was just in time for a little breakdown coming in the music. This is like the best breakdown in like a mainstream metal song for doing your training to, for sure. How about this? It gets better. Turn up a bit. moment of truth has arrived, what it actually tastes like, because it's not really come out like the pancake texture that you'd expect. So, there you go. It actually tastes really good. I'm not just making this up. It tastes really good. I think because the powder mix is like, you know, going to be pretty bland and not the real thing, like real eggs and real banana and real oats and real whole milk and that. It's kind of allowed the flavour of the protein powder that I chose, the birthday cake one, to take centre stage there, and that works. So on texture, this one's not great, but on flavour and you know, satisfying to eat, it's probably better. In fact, it's definitely better. And I just hope that's not biased too much by me getting in the gym and doing my proper training there and sort of building an appetite. Like, I'm going to appreciate this whole thing like way more, you know. That's certainly a confounding factor, you know. It's you can never account for all of it, but that was a really good session, so this is going down really well. I'm definitely going to have the rest of that mix. I think I'm going to have the rest of it now, actually, because appetite is high. But I'm not going to faff around trying to pancake it. I'm just going to basically scramble it, and serve it up whatever texture it comes out in. That's prime. Definitely the toppings that I went for in this option were awesome. So if you want the really lazy option, just get a bag of that and your protein powder and go nuts. I do actually need to get all that protein in 3 scoops there, like for, you know, the actual bodybuilding. It's not just YouTube entertainment, the actual bodybuilding is taking place here, so we do need to get all of that down. Well, that's pancake 1 done. I'm just going to go and cook the second one, and I'll be right back to give it a little gym chat while I eat it. So the second one is all cooked up, and as we know, complete stodge, but tasty in spite of that. And I've gone for exactly the same toppings, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'll just enjoy this and think about that session back there. I think it's gonna be a regular trip, pumping iron gym. I think I want to interview the nabber Mr. Britain, who trains and coaches people there. So we need to make arrangements, and then that'll be something to look forward to. It's a pretty simple recipe, guys. Just the Sainsbury's ready-made pancake mix in the packet. Whole packet, 450ml water, 3 scoops of protein, shake it up in a protein shaker, throw it in the pan. Don't expect it to, you know, get the texture of a pancake. Throw it on a plate and put your syrup and chocolate chips on top. Yeah, that's really good. While I'm sat here, I'm going to show you something else really cool. Books are my favourite thing. That's why I started a lot of book reviews on the channel. But I want to combine my book reviews with the workouts, because it just kind of makes a more varied video, and, you know, some jokey bits, some serious information, put it all together, different shots. It just sort of better stuff, but keeping the book reviews going, because That's where I learnt everything from bodybuilding. I just read about 50 books and pieced it all together myself. Never had a coach, and doing that over about 20 years has brought me to where I am. Won a couple of contests and done what I want with my body. So I've been, really grateful for all these authors that put stuff out there. But this is someone very famous. This is a book I want to show you because it's just sat in my pile to read. It's the new Arnold. And I was very lucky to get a signed first edition. Look, check this out. Signed by the man himself. Check it out. How cool is that? So I'm hoping this will be worth something one day. I think it's worth more than what I paid for it already when I looked on eBay. That's another little thing I like with books is collectibles. So I'll take any opportunity to get books signed. I'll, think of who I might meet and get the opportunity to get it signed and make sure I've got the book ready. So I did that when Dorian Yates come down to his own gym. I had his original book and got it signed. And then I had a disaster when Ronnie Coleman came down. So about a week before the meet and greet was going to happen, I made sure that I ordered his book. Hardcore is called. It was a great book. It breaks down like his entire meal plan, his training, and then loads of training tips, and it's really concise but really good. And I ordered it there, and it turned up. It turned up the day after the meet and greet. I was gutted. So any opportunity, I've got it kicking around still. I've read it, of course, and adjusted my diet accordingly. But if any opportunity comes for me to meet Big Ron again, I've got it ready to take down. I really want that one signed because, is there going to be a better bodybuilder, more complete in every aspect and extreme than Ronnie Coleman? Is that, or if there is, will they be like an 8-time champion? Perhaps not. So I sort of think the value of the signed book of someone like that, the GOAT, it's hard to match. So I want that, I want to get that one signed. And he was a lovely guy when I met him. Very, very friendly, very personable. I think it's just what I noticed in all of his videos is just relentless positivity, isn't it? Yeah, it didn't really occur to him not to just get on with it. And I want that. But I think the reason we won't see someone like that again is just a sort of extremity of the physiques has reduced. I think the limits for the time being have been found, safety limits. I feel like, those guys in the 90s are probably the most extreme through to the late 90s and then early 2000s, and then it's kind of chilled out a little bit because I don't want to make my channel like a shit talking channel, but let's just say there was a certain coach that managed most of them. Some of them ended up quite ill, or an early grave. So I don't know if we'll be able to see it go that extreme or what direction it'll take, unless it's kind of something completely game changing is discovered, like all the research into myostatin inhibitors and sort of turns up something revolutionary, and we could go into newfound territory of extreme physiques that just won't stop growing. But depends what kind of bodybuilding you want to see. I kind of you keep on growing, it just won't really grow at the same proportions. So you end up with muscle wherever you can pack it on, and then the kind of shape and silhouette and beauty of the proportions is you know, left far behind. So it's nice that we have like these different categories. I sort of feel like I want to see both. Like I want to see what's the most extreme that's possible. I also want to see, you know, what's perfection. So that's kind of like what they're going for with classic physique. Have a different category for like emphasising perfect proportions, and instead of, you know, as much mass as shredded as possible, as extreme as possible. But you know, it's funny because still, whoever's basically overall who's looking the biggest and the most shredded will still win that category as well. So it's a difficult one. I think my favourite physiques nowadays sort of sit somewhere in between how the two categories are set up, like the open and the classic. So the ones that are like considered, you know, too small to dominate in open, but wouldn't fit into the weight limits of classic. Those kind of physiques, I think, are probably my favourite. So you've got like these Brazilian guys, basically. I really like the Brazilian bodybuilders. I think, you know, someone like Rafael Brandao, you know, fits into what I've just described, and Marcelo De Angelis before he put on all the extra size. You know, he looks great with the extra size, but what I'm describing as like considered too small for open but wouldn't fit into classic was what he was before. That kind of physique is kind of looking pretty close to perfect, I would suggest. Anyway, I'm nearly done with this. I'll just have the last few mouthfuls, get a little bit of extra work done with check-ins and stuff, and then sit down again later, having prepared the third and final pancake recipe of our little contest here, and then we'll be having the verdict for the day. So after that bro mix pancake, I feel like doing a little weigh-in, because I weighed in this morning at 293, and I just want to see what I am all fed now. Let's see what we got. Oh, what? Holy tremboloni, that can't be real. There's something must be up with the scale. I cannot have gained over a stone from the anabolic pancake mix. I don't know what the hell they put in that stuff. What? No, I need to check this. Hang on. Sorry about that. I'm just messing with you. Hey, come on. Guys, sorry about all the fooling around. I can't resist. I'm now moving on to the last but not least, the healthy low carb one. And I want to give credit to these. So obviously the first one was the BBC Good Food website. This one is on a website called Low Carb with Jennifer at jenniferbands.com. And let's face it, if she's as low carb as the title implies, she's going to be in great shape. So hi Jen, you all right? This one is pretty simple to make. It's basically, instead of the oats and the banana, it's using full-fat Greek yogurt. So it's 2 eggs this time, 2 servings of protein, and she's saying put in a little teaspoon of baking powder. And I think the last recipe, the one that I just made up and wanted to make as simple and lazy as possible, that's kind of the thing that's missing to make it, you know, cook properly, form the right texture. So if anyone wanted to improve on that one, I think that would be the route you'd have to go. So this one by Jennifer is a lot more sensible, obviously. And I just need to weigh out the yogurt here. It was 120 grams. Just zeroed the scale. Not far off. Yeah, oh, exactly 120, that was lucky. Pop this away. Just want to sort of like prepare all these live so you can get a feel for how complex or otherwise they are. So she said, beaten the eggs first, so quickly quickly do that. And she's saying, or claiming, that you don't need a blender for this. So I'm gonna follow the directions. I'm gonna do it without the blender. I'm gonna try and whisk it all up in the pot here. It doesn't need to be on the scale anymore because that was the only item that you have to weigh quite conveniently. So we're down to just the tub now. Pop the eggs beaten in, those two. And then 2 servings of the protein. Throw that on. I might as well get this heating up now. I feel like this is going to be very quick to make. I feel like for convenience already, low carb with Jennifer is better than the BBC good food option. That's my double scooper. But obviously I've got to give it the taste test, so. Okay, this is a very thick batter. I feel like it's only going to make, I might as well just do it in one pancake, the amount that I would eat, you know, there's not loads of it here, but that's what we got. Just calm that down a bit. But yeah, that's a really straightforward recipe, and that's something sometimes people get put off low carb. It's like an amazing diet approach, especially like for cutting and especially for dealing with insulin resistance and other health problems that are sort of called metabolic syndrome as a group. Dealing with low carb, you know, dealing with that with low carb, it can really help, and I'm a huge advocate of it. So, you know, jokes aside, that website providing recipes, that Jennifer Goes Low Carb one, you know, it's really helping people, because sometimes people are put off thinking all you get to eat is like eggs and steak and stuff like that, and some people do find it easier to stick to something. Variety is allowed, so, you know, doing good work there basically. I should give it its due, and I'm certainly a huge low carb fan. It's just I can grow faster and better in the system that I'm doing at the moment by eating a bunch of starch carbs, mainly from my rice, as you'll have seen in my diet plan. So anyway, on we go. Let's just do it all as one. And then very quickly, you know, I forgot the baking powder. God, I'm trying to talk at the same time, I'm forgetting things. Let's just mix it in. There we go. Mix that. Oh, it's actually working. It's actually changing how it's cooking as I watch. There we go. I got away with it just in the nick of time. Whisk that in. Okay. Saved the day. Saved it. It's because I got out of the habit with the old baking powder from my ridiculously simplified recipe number 2. So I'll just get my spoon ready. I can keep this under control. Yeah, it's like cooking up nicely now. It's a huge one. It's a huge one, but I'm still hungry. That workout was good. So I'm just gonna, I feel like as I put so much in, it's gonna take a while to cook. So I'll finish that and then we'll sit down and put something healthy on it. Now, look at that. For aesthetics, low carb with Jennifer's option is the best. I mean, you could say it got better because of my practice of cooking through the day, but that was the one that I messed up and saved it at the very last seconds from disaster by throwing in the baking powder in the pan. So, you know, it wasn't my expert practice at cooking. It's got to be the recipe, the ingredients there. So probably the plan wasn't for it to come out this thick and you do several pancakes with it, but I want to eat the whole lot in one go because I'm on my little journey to 300 pounds here, my extreme bulking festivities. So I've done it all as one, but it's come out really nice. It's cooked all the way through, it's kept its shape, it's it's good for aesthetics. It's the best one we've had so far. So I'm going to go with a bit of honey as the base rather than the syrup. We're going sort of like natural. I mean, obviously, if you're sticking with the low carb like protocol, you wouldn't put the honey on it because that's just sugar. But I'm not doing that at the moment. But just heed me if you were going low carb or choosing this option for those reasons. You know, your best options if you were going to keep it low carb would be to like pour a little cream on it and then just berries. Like any kind of berries is still extremely low carb. Like blueberries is one of the lowest, but all the berries are really low. So if you were doing this because you chose this for my video because it's low carb, go with any berries and maybe some cream or something would be my suggestion. You know, I've got to say something sensible in this video, and that's my offering. So put my blueberries on top. I think because it's come out so well, I don't want to ruin the looks. So I'm just going to make sure that they all sit nicely on the top there. But how different it's going to taste made with yogurt rather than with the oats and the banana, I do not know. And here's the moment of truth before we will be able to break down the order and preferences of all three that we've seen today. Here we go. It has the best texture, but it's kind of the least flavourful. All the flavour you're getting from the toppings, basically. I think this would be better to do if you did smaller, thinner ones, and then it wouldn't be like chewing through so much of the thing that's come out less flavourful in big mouthfuls. So yeah, that's what I have to say about this one. It's come out really good. I mean, it definitely works as a recipe. Like if you're doing a low carb thing, or you kind of just prefer the idea of having the Greek yogurt rather than the oats and banana and what have you. But there are still kind of the sweeteners that they put in the protein powder. And I've used the same protein powder for all of them to keep it fair. And I feel like I could taste that the most in its own flavour and how it worked with my one, with number 2, the Brocake, the Anabolic Brocake. Yeah, it's okay. I think I would make it again. You could do this for low carb, but I think to give it a fair test, you'd have to do little thinner ones, like sensible portions, rather than all this. So that brings us to the end of today's video. My final summary is this works for low carb. The BBC Good Food one works, but not as well as the other two. And even with the baking powder, the texture didn't sort of go great. So this is the winner for the texture. The BBC Good Food is the winner probably for the flavour of it. My one also had good flavour, but it's the winner for convenience, and I feel needs to be tried with just a teaspoon of baking powder if you wanted to get the texture from not a mush to something a bit more resembling an actual pancake. So my conclusion is, overall, I'm not biased at all, but I like mine the best. But I think I would see the use of this one, the low carb one, the most. And they all work. And the BBC one is the recipe that you'd see sort of everywhere. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope that gives you some ideas for this Tuesday, or any pancake day, or just some options if you're on a low carb diet with this one. See it made and rescued from destruction at the very last seconds. And I want someone to report back on how the Anabolic Brocake works if you just add a little baking powder, because that works and was super easy. And yeah, you saw the gains that came off of it right there, of course. Anyway, that's another workout done. That's another day on the road to 300 pounds, but a little different. And I'll see you tomorrow for back training. And I do apologise if you just found this in the search results looking for pancake recipes and you've been brought into this weird muscle subculture for over an hour. But thanks for watching if you made it this far. Cheers.